Alright. So, we're out here at CJ5. I finally broke down and went over to Napa because I wanted to get them quick and I want to be able to verify that they were the right ones. So I went over to Napa and picked up all my rubber brake lines. Because the ones in the front are roached. I haven't even looked at the one in the back, but I would imagine it's probably circa same vintage. So I went and got some new brake lines. And we're going to see if we can take these off and get some new brake lines on here. And then, depending on how that goes, we're also going to pop the plug out of the front differential and make sure it's got some oil in it. If you saw one of my earlier videos, a few videos back, there's a little bit of residue up there around the knuckle that's making me nervous, and but it doesn't appear to be oil, so it very well might be grease, like me and you talked about, John Doe. My brother's working on his old GMC in there. It's extremely hot, and I'm in the shade right here mostly, so it's really why I'm not messing with the wheelies right now. But I need to pull it out, pull its engine out. I think it's possible. I've done a lot of reading. I've talked to you about it a lot, John Doe. I think I might have. Apparently, it makes a difference if you use the wrong bolts in the pressure plate. So I might have accidentally used the bell housing bolts in the pressure plate. I don't fully understand why, but I've read quite a lot that will make it act strange. The clutch won't act right, or it won't work at all. And also, there's a possibility I put the clutch in backwards. So, you can't ever discount stupidity. All right. So, but that's for another day. I want to drive the Jeep right now. The weather is cooling off slightly. It doesn't seem like it, but it actually is. Like this morning, it felt almost fall adjacent this morning. So, I'd like to be driving the CJ5 again. And the main reason I haven't been driving it is the brake lines are sketch. So we're going to see about putting those on there. I do have the timing chain and everything for this. I just haven't gotten around into that. You've got me a little scared about it, John Doe, so I don't want to tear it apart right now without knowing that I can get it done. Because we're going to put a double roller on this Jeep. And the factory timing chain is not a double roller. And there's some stuff I've read quite a bit lately about different scenarios where double rollers don't fit quite well in there. And different stuff. So I don't know. We're going to get around to doing that eventually. But right now we want to be able to drive it. It runs fine like it is right now, so we're going to go ahead and get these brake lines straightened out. So I've already went ahead and taken the tar off. Get you lowered down a little bit here. I already got the tire taken off, and I'm not excited about this because the fittings don't look like the greatest in the world. Specifically this one, specifically that area. I'll show you how crappy these brake lines look in a minute, but they're dry rotted to no end, and they look pretty rough, so hopefully we can get them off without breaking the hard line, which is the main thing that I'd rather not do. And I'll also show you this knuckle in here in a little bit, if I can remember, where it is kind of wet in there. But I do need to check. I did put new fluid in that differential at one point. But it's been a minute, and I haven't checked it since, but I also haven't seen it leaking. So, get that checked up a little bit. I know what some of y'all are already saying. Where's your jack stand, Red Clay Traveler? Well, now that you mention it, if it'll make y'all feel better, it might make you feel a little more comfortable. Grab a jack stand for y'all. Roll this tire out. See that jack stand? It's in there. Alright, so I don't want to hear any more about jack stands. It's never bad to have one. I've just never used one in my life for much anything unless it was going to be up for a long period of time. Because I trust this Harbor Freight Chinese Ling Long jack. I don't see why it would ever fail. Alright, let's see what we can break here real quick. And there's quite a few different lines they claim will fit this Jeep. That's part of the reason why I wanted to get them from Napa, where I could actually look at them in person, because there's one that's for a little bit older model that's disc brake that looks quite different on this end. Also, this rotor appears to be warped, which could be the reason why it pulls violently to one side when you break it. So that's always good. I can get this. I need to get that clip out. It's froze in there solid. Let's see. Try to get that clip out. I was hoping I could leave it there to hold it kind of in place while I strip this, but it doesn't. I can't get my line wrench on it, so let me grab something to knock that out with, if I can. If they haven't been in there 200 years, sometimes you can just pull them out with your fingers, but that one doesn't appear to want to do that. Let's see. It ain't moving none. Of course it's not. Why would it wreck like Traveler? Grab a screwdriver, see if I can get it wedged in there and broke loose where it's rust welded to the bracket. It's probably not the most exciting video you've ever seen, but like I always say, it's the reality of the misery. Doesn't appear that it's gonna break loose here. There it is. It's moving some now. That's how welded it was. These are probably the factory brake hoses, if I had to guess. It ain't coming loose enough yet. If they're not the factory ones, they've probably been on there for a few minutes, you know. 10 years before I was born, stuff like that. You should buy a Jeep. Jeeps are fun. This is fun. Are you having fun? Hope you're having fun right now. Trying to give you a different angle where it's not just one stagnant shot the entire time. We're just trying to pop this sucker loose right here, that clip, so that we have a little bit of room to work, but it's frozen there, so we're just beating it back and forth, up and down right now, trying to get it broke free. Grab some vice grips real quick. I'm able to clamp onto it. That little bit that's sticking out. Do they make a fancy tool for this? If they do, I've never seen it. I don't mean it don't exist. Oh, there we go. Let go. Let go. I won't tell anybody, just let go. Let go. Let go now. Let go now. Now let go. Now. Do it now. YouTube's watching. Let go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see that? Nice and welded to it. That's good. Alright. We'll probably clean that up, reuse it, put it on there for another 50 years. Alright. There it is. There you go. That's nice. Alright. I have a feeling this is about to go very poorly. So, and because this line has a wire wrapped around it, it doesn't appear that my line wrench will go over it to use a line wrench for its job, which doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, but that appears to be the situation at hand. Usually there's enough of a gap in the wire right there to get it over, the line wrench over it. Oh, there it goes. And that's too big, of course it is. It's just gonna strip the hell out of that. Try to bend that bracket back enough where I can get both nuts on this side of it, so I can always bend it back out. There we go. It would help a lot if I could just get this on there. But I don't think it's going to do it, so we're probably going to have to use these little tiny vice grips. Oh, let me dick around with this just a little bit more, and then I'll get back with you. Alright, so we finally got that hose taken off. Sweating aggressively. But anyway, here it is. This is the hose that was on it. The only difference between the new ones and the old ones, this one's got a round fitting, but it doesn't interact with anything. It's just round. The new ones are square. Other than that, it's the same length as this guard on the new one and everything. So, but this hose, it's hard to show it to you in this light, but you can see where all the rubber stripped off of it. It's down to the cloth weave, and everything is dry rotted to no end. See this? Now, the biggest issue I had was trying to get this unhooked at this end without twisting or breaking the hard line. I felt it twist some, but it never did break. I've got the new one on there. I moved on to the passenger side now. I'm about to start messing with it, but I don't know. I got it on there as tight as I could. I don't know if it's going to leak or not at the fitting, because I found, when you think you've tightened it till it's about to break, it's still going to leak. So we're going to try to do the other one now. I'm about to pop the tire off of this side. There's the jack stand for all y'all concerned about that. This rotor doesn't appear to be warped as bad. We'll see if we can get this one off a little easier. So this is the area that most vintage things is a hassle. If you got your hard line right here, it goes into your soft line through this bracket. Sometimes this nut will be fused to the hard line, so when you go to break it loose, it twists the end of the hard line off. That's a major issue. You gotta be real careful not to do that. It's not easy to not break that. Now these hard lines appear to be fine. Now the brake fluid that came out of this hard line looked horrendous. So it's actually good to be flushing a little bit of this out while I'm sitting here, because it looked real bad. I'm gonna set you right there, see if we can't break this clip loose. Ooh, there went the other brake line, hit me. It's fused just like the other side was. This clip right here, we're going to do just like we did on the other side and try to break it loose. Broke loose pretty good. Let's see if that nut will move before we get too far. We're just going to go straight to the vice grip. This is what I'm talking about, what might be short my lights out. These bare these bare wires go to this marker light on the side, which is hooked into your lights, and now I'm actually looking at it, and you got bare wires right here that easily could sit over an arc against the frame and short out my lights. So we need to cut these off and tape them up, zip tie these wires up where they can't flop around like that, and do that on all four corners. But that's more likely what's been causing my short right there. So that's good. Like we might have broke it loose or broke it. One or the other. Where my wrench went. That's not the wrench I was using. If y'all were hearing welding and stuff, my brothers are welding in the background in the shop. So. See, right now that's twisting the whole line assembly and everything. It's broken loose from the hard line, but the nut must be fused to that hard line. This is not what we want right here. Well, we got it partially broke free, so let's go ahead and see if we can't get this clip out. Nice dog barking in the background. Come on. It's going to be tight as Dick's hat down or it won't hold on to it. There's your clip right there. We got to get this nut to spin without spinning the hard line. This one we can probably get a wrench on. This one's a little bit, more agreeable so far. Come on, let go. There. Now we can just twist this soft line off here. We can spray some WD-40 up around that nut and get it done that way. Let's see. I have to break it free on this side. Off the caliper. Damn it. I'll take this loose from the caliper and then I can spin it freely, get it off, then we can lube that nut there and try to get it to free spin on the hard line. And then put the new line on and we'll be done with this front, as long as the lines don't leak in any of the joints or we didn't crack the line. There's that unhooked. It's pretty nasty looking fluid come out of here. We'll clean that banjo bolt up here in a second. So now we can do this here, turn this free off that hard line, like that. Get this off. And this one's not quite as bad as the other side. This one's a little bit, it's actually not nowhere near as bad. This one's square on the end, like the one I just put on. So this one's been replaced since the other side, because the other side has a round end and is a lot worse shape. This one's been on here a long time too, though, but might actually keep this one as a backup because it's still functional. This one. But now we're gonna get this. Get this broke free somehow. Gonna have to spray some lube in right there and try to get that broke free. I'll be back here in a second. Alright, we got it broke free. I took some brake cleaner, sprayed in there behind where the nut meets the hard line, and then I sprayed some PB Blast in there and just worked it real gentle back and forth until it broke free. So now we're broke free here, which is what we need to put the new line on. Now we can turn it 360 so we're not binding up nothing. Just put a little more lube in there, get it nice and moving free. That's working out good. Most of you are probably going to want to wear gloves for stuff like this. It's not good to have brake fluid soaked into your skin for hours on end. Should probably be smarter than I am, which doesn't take much. Alright, I'm scraping off the face of the caliper here where the line meets into the caliper because it's got some rust, dirt, and grime and stuff. I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit where the crush washer will crush wash. Hit it with a little bit of brake cleaner here. Alright. Here's the new line. Like I say, this side had a square end on it like this. The other side was round, but this is the new line. And then here's the new crush washers right here. You gotta remember to put these on, because it'll leak like a sieve if you don't. So you gotta always remember to put these on. This one's not as dirty as the other one, so we're gonna spray it off with some brake cleaner. Like that. I'm gonna take our new crush washer, we're gonna put one on like this right here. And you take the other side and try to think about how it's gonna, the tension it's gonna be under and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna put one on like that. I'm going to take another crush washer, put it on this side like that, and then we're going to let's see, which way would it be less under tension? Probably this way. So we're going to flip this bolt around real quick. We want it kind of relaxed in there. We don't need it under a lot of tension. So we're going to flip this around like that. We're going to get this side started. We're not going to tighten it all the way down yet. We're just kind of getting it in there to hold it in place. So it's started loosely. And you don't want to over tighten banjo bolts at all, because they're hollow, so they'll break exceptionally easy. We're going to take this and we're going to get it started here, like that. Alright, now this, you're going to have to try to shove this back up in here as best you can. Of course, it's not going to want to go, because it's going to be controversial, but like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down. Come on. Let me grab the clip and slip it in there. Oh, the clip just goes right here. Yep. Take your hammer. Well, now clip in. We'll call it good enough. And you should be using a clothesline wrench for this, but I can't get one onto this very easily. So we're going to use this. You just got to be gentle because you don't want to strip nothing. See, it's got a good bit of play in it now. So you got to get that over the line, but the way this is, you really can't get to it. So don't have a whole lot of choice but to use a regular wrench. And then I'm following it up with a little bit of vice grips to make sure that I'm getting it as tight as I can. Alright, now we got to tighten this side up. Like I say, you don't want to go too crazy with a banjo bolt, because it is hollow and it will break exceptionally easy. So once you got your two crush washers on there, copper washers, you tighten it down. Now this one was caulked a little bit like this. I'm doing it straight up and down because that's the way the other side was. And that seems to give it a nice bend without too much tension on it. My other truck out there, my Chevrolet I showed y'all in a couple videos back, I've actually need to take it off and adjust it, spin the caliper around because it's got a kind of a twist in it that it shouldn't have that when I had it apart a while back. So. Now don't get me wrong, you want it tight, but you don't want to you don't want it so tight that it breaks, obviously. Like that. So that's both front brake lines changed. Now we need to bleed the brakes. Your bleeder on these calipers on a disc brake on a 1980 CJ5 anyway, that's right there. That's your bleeder. So I'm gonna check the rear one here as well. Go ahead and change it, but it's the same process. It's actually a little bit easier. And then I'll bleed the brakes, but that's nothing else to show. This will be shortened down, short video, because there's a lot of pauses and stuff. But I am the Right Clay Traveler, and we're getting more progress done on the CJ5. And it's hot as the dickens. Until next time, until the next video, remember, Jeep for life. Yeah, buddy, get it.